Hey guys, we're back after Hershey and Carlisle. We haven't been in the shop or on the property hardly at all for about 2 weeks, and we got back this past Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we all kind of just did our own thing. I tinkered in the shop, and everybody else.
Steve sat on the couch and drank beer for the weekend all by yourself?
Yeah, that's what I did. I went away for the weekend. I was all by myself.
We all enjoyed doing what we wanted, when we wanted,
Yes.
and not having to shake hands, kiss babies, and
Drive was the big
drive.
Yeah, I'm so glad I don't have to drive anymore.
So this past weekend, I worked on getting the delivery further along because the last video we did on it, we showed getting the back all torn apart and got the gas tank in, and then I worked on getting everything put back together. So and just getting to the next step to where Steve can kind of like do his thing and I don't have to give him much help. So biggest thing was getting this rear door to latch. So I got this thing, the whole back end. I know it's a little hard to tell because it's dark back here, but this rear panel was the extra one that Warren had. This panel was here but off, and all this stuff ties together with the floorboards, the braces, all that nonsense. So getting all that to line up again was a bit of a nightmare. There's wood screws, there's bolts, there's holes, there's the brace that goes behind that for the bumper. It was a lot of curse words, but I got it all back together. My nephew Evan and I got the boards back in. We got these curved rear panels back in that haven't been in since Warren took it apart. And I got a latch modified because the latch or catch was missing. And now the door latches, opens and latches nicely.
And there's a lock.
There is a lock. We're still working on that. Everything was boogered up. Somebody took all this stuff apart. So it is in and it's there, but we still got to fiddle with it to get it to work correctly. But all these stuff's coming together. So Steve's gonna be working on that this week.
Latching is the important part.
Yes, and I changed the door handles. Yeah, I had these kicking around. I don't know exactly what they are, but we got all the doors latching. These are pretty cool. I had these sitting upstairs. I didn't have a full set of 33.4, 32 and 33.4. They differ. There's a bunch of small differences. So I didn't have a driver's side one that was decent. And the weird thing with this car is this handle must have been replaced because it was nice and shiny original. The driver's side and the rear door were like all corroded, and what happens is they're stainless steel wrapped around steel, and the steel rusts and like makes it basically bulge and come apart. So the two original handles were doing that. This one was an original that was replaced, so I didn't have a driver's side door, so I just replaced it with these. Kind of cool. We're doing like a lightly customized car, but anyways, moving along. Gonna keep doing that. We have a lot of orders to ship.
Yes, this is probably the most amount of orders we've had over Carlisle and Hershey. It's getting to 3 digits.
Hey, there's our helper.
Oh yeah, and Nate's here today. Hold on.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, come on, this way. So I got a bunch of stuff to ship, and we still need to clean up for moving.
And we got the trailer still full.
Oh yeah.
Hershey and Carlisle, we got to put all that away.
I kind of forgot about that.
The Plymouth wagon, our friend from, we had a lot of questions about that. Our friend from Canada ended up passing on that. So he just, with the exchange rate, the cost to get it over and everything else, he decided he'd let somebody else get a shot. So if you're watching this and you've been interested in it, you can hit us up. We're starting to go down the list of interested buyers, and we're gonna, find somebody that's going to want this darn thing and pass it down the line.
If you emailed before, I'm working down the list of emailing people. So
we're going to send in emails to everybody, give it a fair shot. So, as we mentioned, we got everything in the building, which is crazy.
Yes. So my job this week is to get rid of everything on the floor here, hopefully, so we can breathe a little bit in here. When Big Red's in here, it's a little tight.
Yeah. So, and we also have a rear ends and an engine from that one estate I did right before Carlisle to grab, and Mike's got to look at some parts, all kinds of crap. It just goes back to full throttle until winter.
Yeah. So this is the majority of the parts I need to ship. I got to do all the merch yet because it's buried in the truck, so I have to throw the trailer. So I got to get that out. So there's like 96 orders to ship.
Yeah, so we're gonna try and get through all that and see what happens. But it's gonna be a busy week as always, and at least the weather is perfect with this nice fall weather. It's like ideal this time of year. So we're gonna be busy.
So we took a quick run up to the Boyertown Antique Car Museum. See it right behind me. The Horseless Carriage Club of America took a Hershey hangover tour. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday after Hershey, they do a tour around the area and drive their really killer classic vehicles, antique vehicles, all over the state of PA. They have a route they drive, and this year they ended at the museum. I believe last year they started here. The parking lot behind us is full of old cars. We're gonna walk around, see what's here. Just take a cool look. It's a ton of early teens and 20s vehicles.
All right, it is Tuesday. We had a good start on Monday, getting a bunch done, and just trying to catch up on all kinds of stuff that was going on since being away for essentially 2 weeks. So what we were working on yesterday, Steve is working on the delivery. I kind of got him to a good point, like I mentioned yesterday, where he can just start working away at the car. So we got our order in from Napa. We ordered a bunch of just normal stuff. So we got our 12-volt coil in, and Steve got that mounted in and wired up. He got the coil wire made. He got all the wiring done for our regulator, and he's currently working, I know it's a little hard to see right now, on finding a battery that fits in the battery box. So we have a great one that worked, 12-volt battery that worked in the green 32 Roadster, but when he went to fit it in there, it's just like an inch too high, and the terminals are like right at the top of the floor. So he ran back to Walmart, which seems to be the cheapest place for batteries. Seems to be the cheapest place for batteries, and he's gonna try and find a better one. If not, we're gonna modify the battery bracket. So that's what he has going on, just trying to get this thing to crank over under its own power and hopefully fire it here soon. I've been making a giant mess. So what I've been working on is the 33 Ardent. When we were at Carlisle and Hershey, I don't know how many people were hitting me up saying, hey, what's going on with this car or that car? But especially the 33. They're like, what's going on with 33? You got the engine, what's holding you up? Well, honestly, we got the other building, was like right when I got this engine back was in the middle of all the stuff for the new building, and I just didn't have time. So I had made a pattern already. I've been working on video, patterns in there for stamping a new firewall. So I have my Lennox or Pullmax, whatever you want to call it, nickname. And I made tooling yesterday, so I made this table that basically we can stamp like beads or shapes into it. So I made this die and rounded it off. I want to test it. So now I'm into woodworking mode. I've never had a router, and now I am making a mess. So I got this sample piece. So what you do with stamping, there's a bunch of other channels of guys that have shown doing this that are much more talented than I am. This is my first go at it. So I'm making a sample here, just rough cutting a straight bead here. That's the width of what we're going to be doing on the firewall. So you have two pieces, you sandwich the metal between them, like so, and then the die comes in and stamps and pushes the metal down in. So what I've been doing now, after routering, plunge cutting and cutting that bead there, I just went with the router and chamfered the edges so the metal has somewhere to kind of fall into, or form into. So I'm gonna be later, hopefully later today, running a piece of metal through that and trying a test piece before we make our big piece of sheet metal, and hopefully don't wreck too many pieces. So that's what I have going on. We'll walk over and see what Mike's got going on today. I know he was at the warehouse this morning, our old warehouse space, getting the last little bit of stuff. We still have a little bit more to grab. And got the big red truck outside. Oh, and we're gonna be listing the Plymouth for sale. So we were holding it for a friend from Canada. He came and looked at the car and then decided, after the exchange rate and the import fees and all that stuff, that he was just going to be in it for too much after doing all that stuff. So he passed on it. So we went down our list of 300 people that were interested in the car, and just about every single one of them was not serious and didn't even come look at the car and just said, not the right time for me. So it's going publicly for sale. So Mike's gonna be taking photos. What are you working on today, Mike?
More packages.
So Mike shipped 30 or so packages yesterday. 48 packages, plus juggling his son. We all juggled keeping him entertained yesterday.
Yeah, he was just randomly disappearing, and I'd walk into the shop. Matt's like, he's in here.
So Mike's getting a bunch of these packages sent out. We had Ryan here, our high school helper. He was putting away these buckets of parts, tie rods, rear radius rods, torque tubes. He's been picking away at that last evening, getting all that put away.
3 carts empty too of just random body panels that got put away.
Oh yeah,
so
see this
all
remaining
needs to go
one.
on top
Yeah.
of the random off-brand stuff. But.
So we're gonna also this week try and get this mess kind of cleared out so we can put a couple of our Hershey purchases up on top of the office out of the way and get this area exposed. And yeah, so you brought a bunch of boxes.
Yeah, I went to the warehouse. There was 2 items there I needed to ship, so I filled my back seat with boxes for shipping supplies.
How much is left at the other?
Like hardly anything. So,
pickup truck load, maybe?
Trailer load. The biggest thing is I need to bring the wooden shelves that I had all the merch on.
Okay.
So I got to throw that stuff in my trailer next week or the week after. I'll go over and just spend a day and
get the last of it out.
Yeah, get
finally.
The trash, sweep up, and just.
Finally. So that's what's going on today on Tuesday, and hopefully we get a lot done today. And the weather is perfect. Moon's out here wandering around, doing something, guarding the grounds with his favorite radiator hose. This is his new favorite toy. Moon. What's this? Got your ears. Yeah. So this is his new favorite toy he's been carrying around. So that's what we got going on. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Let's touch it.
Ben kind of gave me a heads up I didn't think of. This bottom piece, you need to put a chamfer on it. So that the bead, that's what gives you that shape of the bead on the opposite side. Otherwise, it gets it's just a sharp edge and I don't want to rip the metal.
Gotcha.
So that's what putting that chamfer bit on, it gives it that rolled edge, and gives you that roll down.
Yep.
So now, how do we get it out? I wonder if we can get the table out. Well, this one.
Well, we can drop this all the way down. This is all the way up.
All right, I got all my packages done for the day. Normally we do a whole video unloading from Carlisle and Hershey, but we didn't buy a ton of stuff. Matt and I were kind of being well behaved this year. I'm gonna pull everything out of the trailer. I'll show you guys what we bought. A few things are put away. Matt has a dash that's put away upstairs. Some stuff at my house. So I'm gonna get to work pulling all this out. It's a ton of work. Ryan, our helper, will be here in a little bit to give me a hand, but I'm gonna try my best to get as much of it done today and spend the rest of the week kind of going through it, putting it away, photographing a bunch of stuff, because we set a bunch aside for Carlisle and Hershey that doesn't go on the internet yet. So I need to go through it and pull the stuff out that's not listed, photograph it, list it, put everything else away. I got a ton of merch orders I have to do from when we were away yet, and all that is in the very front of the trailer. So let's get to work, get it all unloaded, show you guys a handful of things we bought, and keep on moving for the week. All right, so what's today? Thursday?
I don't even remember.
Thursday adventure.
Back in Malvern. I went here by myself before Carlisle and Hershey, and dug a whole truckload of stuff, but I ran out of time, and also I didn't have the ability to get an engine, 2 rears. There's stuff in a shipping container back there, and she also wants us to go back through because she's finding more, as she's cleaning out and selling things, she's finding car parts. So she wants us to kind of go through and make sure, she's trying to save as much as she can.
Yep.
So there's, of course, I forgot that there was an engine hoist here, and we brought our engine hoist. That's how it usually works. If I assume there's one, then there will not be one. So.
And here's this killer convertible sedan up
Yeah,
here.
this thing's kind of in love with it. Wish I could own it. But they're not, it's staying in the family for now.
She's a beaut.
So,
Let's get these rears in.
rears and an engine and
Stuff.
stuff.
Are you taking that thing?
These are the 2 rears that I had mentioned last time. This and the engine were the things I left.
Yeah, right.
Because I couldn't fit these are so big I couldn't get them in the truck. Alright, rear number 1. At least it's complete.
Yeah, the other one's all taken apart.
Is it?
It's missing drums. Radius rods are sitting there though. The other thing is we need a screw gun to get that out.
Why? It's a nail.
Oh, is that a nail?
Yeah, come on, this is vintage, man. I was put there before
You and I were going? Yeah.
For sure. Did he already clean the...
That'll be on the other side.
You want to get excited?
One, two, left.
Go right in.
Yep. It's actually not that. All the shit off it. It's actually not too bad. I'll stay down here if you want to just stand it up. This is good. One more. You gotta take one in. Drums actually, it's in there quite nice. We can drive home like that.
So you want to put this in? Actually, probably this end up on.
Yep. Oh boy.
There we go.
Watch your feet.
It's like we're pros at this.
Yeah, it's like we've hurt our backs many times moving these fucking things.
I think you can leave it alone. And just carefully roll it. Have your foot on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll film you flipping it off the dolly. All right, do you think we can just pick it up into the bed of the truck?
Not a V860. Maybe when I was younger. This is my
Yeah, my back hurts thinking
over
about it.
40 back.
All right, so I am mostly unloaded from our little trip this morning. Engine and rears we gotta do, but gotta wait for the tractor once Matt and Steve are done working on the sedan delivery. But I'm gonna show you guys what we bought at Carlisle and Hershey. If you haven't, we put a podcast out covering our full Carlisle and Hershey 2 weeks, audio only, so head to your favorite podcast listening place and we have a hour-and-a-half long podcast of us rambling. So I'm working on getting unpacked, but I pulled out the majority of the stuff that we bought. Three things. I bought 2 cool beer signs. I bought a clip here. I'm probably gonna hang on to them for the time being. Matt bought a killer 32 Cadillac, I believe, dash. It's upstairs already. I'll show a clip of that. Matt also bought 2 1.5 Kong distributors. That's upstairs already. I'll show a clip of that. I'll walk back here. I'll show you this turtle deck. Super solid, very, very solid. Original black paint turtle deck. It still has all the floor in it and everything. Super solid. So I'm gonna clear some space and toss it upstairs there with all of Matt's other keeper stuff. Then I'll show you some of the goodies that we bought. We'll get to all that stuff. This table of random bits and pieces. 40 Ford trunk supports. They're kind of hard to find that still have good spring tension. Matt found this killer chrome APA timing cover. It's actually chrome. Some of the steel ones that chrome. We actually got that from Ronnie Roadster. Chrome Cadillac Valley cover. Matt and I both bought a bunch of starter plates. We have a bunch of bell housings and we're always looking for starter plates, so they were cheap. Might as well grab them. Some 33.4 headlight risers. Those actually came on a pair of headlights that I bought. 35.6. Ooh, sun is super bright today. Let's see if I can get this to. There we go. 35.6 windshield frame. Had good glass until someone knocked it over in our swap meet space and it broke. So solid, no rot. So I'll just smash all the glass out of it and sell just as a frame. 37 dash. We also got a single passenger side fender. If anyone needs a passenger fender, let me know. Glove box, and there's some 37 hood sides. Matt bought it because of this Evans intake. Guy wanted a deal, so sold in a package. This is a marine intake, so the carb bases are angled, but there is enough material. You can machine these flat to bolt carbs or use risers flipped the other way, and it makes them flat. That'll be for sale. If you guys see anything that you would like, send us a message. This is all going to be for sale. 39 banjo wheel, 32B, so there's no hole here for the V8 emblem. 32B headlight bar with really nice headlights. 32 car dash, that is sold. I believe someone's sending a check for that. That is a pair of nice guides. We also bought a single guide to match a nice one that we have. So we have 2 pairs of guides if anyone needs any decent 682C lights. I found this at Hershey actually. 2-piece flathead pan, pretty nice. They're pretty hard to find. They're usually missing the second piece because everyone takes it off. And then Matt found this 33 grill, surprisingly at Carlisle. Horse collar is broken off, but still a very solid grill. It's not flat, has the kick out on it, like they should, but overall pretty solid grill. Overall, pretty light year, but like I said, listen to the podcast. Matt and I go into all of our, how we felt about the swap meet, how we did, that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna get to work, get the rest of this stuff put away, just work on taking photos and listing stuff because I got a building full of parts I need to sell. So we'll get back to work. Matt and Steve are working on the sedan delivery. Just another day at IronTrap Garage. Found a whole box I totally forgot about. 37 to 41 air cleaner. We sell these all the time. Grab that for a whopping $3. Matt found 2 Strombergs. Good K.R. Wilson timing tool. This is an earlier version in the wooden box. Doesn't have any of the paperwork or anything, but these are always good sellers. 35.6 electric fuel gauge. I believe this is Pontiac. It kind of looks like there's a Pontiac logo on there. Dash clock, really neat. I like the Art Deco style hands. Matt found this. I bought this 35 taillight stand. Passenger side is always really hard to find. I have a ton of driver sides but no passengers, so I buy these to make complete sets. And Matt found these really cool, some Eelco bits. Maybe someone knows what these are. This looks like a generator or a starter. We were trying to figure it out. Like a starter, like a thin cap to add. And these are safety hubs. Not really sure. They were cool. Some dude was selling a bunch of stuff from a speed shop. So Matt just grabbed these because they're neat. Stamped Eelco. So hopefully, I don't think there's anything left in that mess there that we bought, but you never know. I found a whole box of goodies.
All right, it is Friday, and we had a long day yesterday. Mike and I were running around picking up some little leftovers that we had from an estate I had bought at before Carlisle and Hershey. We got that done, and then we came back, and Steve and I got the transmission and engine back in this thing, and we got it to run. So that was exciting because we needed to have that video done for today. So we got that done, mission accomplished. Now Steve can relax a little bit.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna work on getting the radiator in and getting the hoses and all that stuff done. And basically we're working on our next video, trying to get this thing to move under its own power. That's the small victories thing we do. So I was also, in between all this madness, I've been working on the buck for the firewall on the 33 Arden vehicle. So I got, with my router, I got a bunch of these straight lines cut. And I've been, in between all the madness yesterday, was drawing out the peaks and valleys there that I have to cut them out. So I'll be working on that today and maybe this weekend and probably next week. And Mike is, let's see what Mike's up to. Moon's on his daily morning guard. Right, Moon? What's up, buddy? Oh yeah, we gotta get these this engine out and these rears. We don't know the history of this engine. We got this yesterday at the estate that I bought a bunch of stuff from. It may be a fresh engine or a very clean engine from what I was looking inside. We're hoping with a little bit of where it was sitting and what it We think he might have had it sitting extra for his car. We're hoping it's a good one and not a junk one he pulled out. And we got a couple rears we got to pull out. Mike listed the wagon on Facebook Marketplace because we had a bunch of people that were interested and sent emails, and then suddenly we're not interested. So he put it up publicly for sale, and you have typical Facebook Marketplace nonsense.
Yes,
He's got
a bunch of messages this morning.
got a Tornado for trade,
Yeah, Tornado for trade. There were some other trade offers, but I don't remember.
four-wheelers, play sets.
Dumb stuff. So we have a guy coming from Long Island, I believe.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and then we have another gentleman in not far from here that's also interested, that's currently sending us higher dollar offers because he really wants to come pick the car up. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll sell for more than we wanted.
The goal is by the end of the day to not have a wagon sitting in my driveway,
That would be high fives forever.
because we really want to get that out of there, because it's really hard, pain in the butt to get the big red truck to get in here when we back it in. Mike's also been working on getting some of the stuff from Carlisle and Hershey put away. A lot of this stuff, when we prepare for Carlisle and Hershey, we get a lot of good stuff that we don't put on the internet for sale and take it there first. So a lot of this stuff Mike has to go through and photograph and list. I'm gonna try and help him this weekend a little bit. So
The not fun part is when we sell stuff on eBay that's in these bins, I have to do a scavenger hunt to find it, to ship it. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, great. So that's what we got going on for Friday, and hopefully it's productive end to the week.
As you can see, no more Plymouth. Someone picked it up today. Now we're gonna unload the bed of the truck. Ready? Let's just try to get the straps out first. Gotta hold this. Ready? All right, what'd you guys get done in here this week?
Well, we got a bunch done.
Giant mess on the floor.
Yeah, I've been doing woodworking all week, so I got my buck all made for stamping the firewall for the 33 window, and I just got to go get some hardware, just bolt it all together. I already had a piece of metal cut, and I got to just round some edges, do some stuff, and then I'm ready to clamp it all down. And probably Monday, I need an extra set of hands, so I'll probably wait till Monday. And we'll start running this through the machine and see if we can successfully stamp this piece. And this has been a lot of steps to get to this point, and there's still a lot more. I have to weld up all these holes after I'm done stamping it successfully, and then there's 2 bend lines I have to do, 3 bend lines I have to do, and then we hope it fits.
That's the next problem.
After all that, we hope it fits. So I've been in woodworking hell with the router for all week.
Yeah,
but
the floor is.
10 pounds of sawdust.
Yeah.
And we got Mike was able to sell the station wagon. It was surprisingly very easy. We priced it very affordable, and the first guy that you know, we actually had 2 guys fighting over it, so we knew, and someone was offering more than we had it listed for, so we knew that we had it priced very affordably, but we wanted it to go quickly and allow somebody else to make some money. So a guy came from New York and picked it up, didn't haggle at all, just paid the price, loaded on the trailer, was out of its way. So that was good. That was Mike's goal for the week, was
I get a gold star.
make that car leave. I was tired of looking at it, and after our friend Mark didn't want it, I was like, all right, it's free for all. Whoever takes it first gets it. So Steve got the got the engine bay pretty much together. We had to fight with putting the radiator hoses on. If you've ever done lower radiator hoses on a 3334, they are a huge pain in the ass. And these ones were exceptionally difficult, especially when you have a brand new hoses. It makes it even more difficult. So you got all that on. We got to get some hose clamps and some odds and ends, but we are getting very close to putting water in this and running it and actually moving it under its own power out of the shop. But I think the engine bay is looking like really cool. Just a dash of new parts, old parts. We took some old chrome water pipes and Steve cut them down to fit this particular engine setup. So everything just looks perfectly shitty, which is what we specialize in around here. So very excited about this. This thing's coming together very quickly, and it'll be really cool to be able to actually start it up and move it in and out. Mike got a lot of stuff put away.
Yeah, working on it. There's still some stuff left, but we're slowly picking away at it.
So hopefully next week we can have, we're gonna be moving a bunch of stuff. So we'll do another week in the life of. We're gonna keep doing these until it's like really cold, to when we're not doing as much extracurricular activities. So stay tuned for next week. It's been a lot of fun, and drop us a comment down below. Let us know what you thought of our week after Hershey. We went right back into all the craziness. Thanks, guys. Catch you later.